So you can catch it, match it, stash it in the cabinet. Listen to the chorus while let Ivan scratch it. This is real hip hop, we aiming for a classic. And if we can't approach it, screw it, we'll attack it. Catch it, match it, stash it in the cabinet. Listen to the chorus while let Ivan. This is real hip hop, we aiming for a classic. And if we can't approach it, screw it, we'll attack it.
What you know about classic music?
Hey, tonight we're going to be talking about the main event Mafia IMPACT episode. This is Black Snow!
I guess I'm Chet Lemons then.
You are Chet Lemons and I'm Black Snow. I'm actually White Snow, but I'm Black Snow! The time has arrived. Boom, boom. This has been a retro we wanted to do for a while, because it is, put it this way, it shouldn't be good, but it's fucking awesome. It's the fucking most hilarious episode of IMPACT I've ever seen. Like, from top to bottom, it's just genuine comedy all throughout. Yeah. So, that means thumbs up. right out of the gate, it's a good show. This was a blast to watch. Yeah, I mean, it's in Orlando. They had a 1.2. I don't know what else you could really say about it. So, there's really not much else you can say, especially when they were in the same place over and over again in the fucking Universal. So, I say we just get right into it, right? Is there anything else we need to say?
I mean, we're also doing this because IMPACT had their 1000th episode. We're recording this the day of the show, obviously, because we just can't luck out when it comes to that stuff. I mean, it was just
shit happened.
Yeah, so but we wanted to do we were gonna try to do a trilogy. We were gonna try to do a really bad episode, a really good episode, and then like one that's in the middle, but we just couldn't fit it in. So you're getting this one. James and I had talked about wanting to do this anyways, and then we mentioned, well, I don't even know how I even found out because I wasn't watching IMPACT just because of time.
I told you about it on the WrestleMania 18 WrestleMania 18 retro that we absolutely should do this retro, and I did an impression of Black Snow, and then you're like, okay, we have to watch this now.
Not even just that, but the reason why we waited this long is because we figured, like kind of what happened with Heatwave 98, actually. We planned that retro for a while, and then NXT ended up doing Heatwave. So we're like, yeah, let's just do it now. We have a reason to do it now. So that's why kind of this
got pretty good views, to be fair.
There you go. So, yeah, let's start talking about it.
Let's break this fucking crazy-ass shit down, man.
Well, first we're going to talk about what wrestling was like at the time. Yeah. Fairly solid. WWE was
on a decline, but they still had their big stars, so nobody noticed. Let's be real. Let's be real. That's what it was.
They were starting to make a little bit of a comeback when it came to, because the Benoit tragedy had kind of, either like they kind of, picked themselves up from it, and it looked like they were about to, have a decent year, except then it just didn't happen. Because this is still roughly, I think, after the Royal Rumble, so they have like a quick pick-me-up. TNA, which is really weird. This is kind of like the last of TNA really being success, because it just goes downhill afterwards after this show-wise.
Yeah, doesn't it?
And everyone
it literally, in the last quarter of this year, it fucking starts going downhill. Because there's a point where there's hope, and then Hogan comes in, and then it's over.
We should mention, though, it's not... Hogan doesn't. It's not just because of Hogan. I think it was already going
Russo,
down.
Bischoff, and all the other goof troop that was there, pretty much. That was brought in, like, they were trying to make it like WCW 2.0 and shit.
And then New Japan was in the shits because I think this is still that Antonio Inoki era. So.
It was starting to slowly come out of it, I think, because they started pushing Hiroshi Tanahashi fairly solid.
There you go.
And I think Okada was just about to be on the rise. I think he was a young lion around this time.
But they were still digging themselves out of it pretty much.
Yeah.
And then ROH was doing really well, obviously, but they didn't have the, mainstream appeal, obviously, because there was no Fight TV back then. So you could only watch it if you went down south.
Well, no, you could also watch it on internet pay-per-view, but trying to get a proper fucking signal on that thing was like pulling your fucking hair out. It was awful service back then. Like, it was really bad. And then
AAA was doing fairly well, but just basically said take what we just said about ROH and put that to AAA. So
pretty much. I mean, at AAA, you'd be lucky if you could get a feed in America for that shit.
Yeah, so wrestling was doing like fairly okay at this time, but it could be better.
WWE monopolized the industry, and TNA was trying to be the alternative. It was on its way to be, and then they fucked it up.
Yeah,
really, that's what it was. You wouldn't know that they were trying to be the alternative by watching this show, but I was very entertained.
Well, let's start talking about it. So the show took place on January 29th, 2009. Typically, I say the commentary team, but we're going to wait for that because
we have to. We absolutely have to.
Yeah, but it ties into the show later on.
Yeah, we have to wait. We have to wait on this one.
Yeah. So it shows an intro. It shows just basically this video packages hyping up the main event Mafia, how this great faction trying to they'll talk about how they were down in the slumps too. They're trying to come back, and tonight we're gonna take out the TNA front line. They put themselves over like with the
That's all they do. It's every single one of these is just propaganda. It's unbelievable. It's so good. Like, it's so good.
Awesome.
Dude, there was one that's just wild that we'll get to in a minute, but yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I like this video.
By the way, Kurt Angle's Vince McMahon in this position, by the way. He's in Gorilla.
Essentially, yeah.
He's the guy producing this shit. It's unbelievable.
Well, what did you think of this intro package? I thought it was awesome.
This intro package was great. And then they're like, Kurt's like, are you guys ready? And then Booker
we're not there yet, but
yeah, but we're getting there. It's like, yeah, ready. And then Kevin goes, ready. And then Kurt Angle goes, I've been waiting for this moment all my life. And it just goes, this ain't my destiny.
But anyhow, let's get we have that segment. Kurt Angle and Jeremy Borash are backstage, and Kurt Angle is like ready to run the show pretty much. He's got like a table where Jeff Jarrett's office is supposed to be. The reason why this is even happening is because they beat down Jeff Jarrett the week before, so he couldn't be there. So no one was able to run the show. Mick Foley wasn't there. I don't know where he was. He wasn't there though. He
wasn't there. He probably got beat up too. He probably fell off a cage again or some shit. I don't know.
I always noticed, by the way, around this time in TNA, Mick Foley always was late to the freaking shows and storyline.
I don't think that was storyline. I think he just wanted to be late. And not fashionably late either.
But yeah, so they're all excited, and Jim Cornette comes in. He's a management. How many people on the management team? There's like 3 people on the management team.
Yeah, but apparently Main Event Mafia are the managers because they have the power, because they have the gold. This is Russo booking 101, by the way. Holy shit.
Jim Cornette tries to talk Kurt Angle out of this just because, there's still a chance to get out of it. He realizes that they're going to get in trouble, and he's imploring Kurt Angle not to do this tonight. Just let them have control type of thing. And Kurt Angle's just like, come on, I've been waiting for this moment all my life. And he decides he's going to take over the show. The Main Event Mafia is taking over the show anyways.
Yeah.
So he puts his headset on. He cuts it to Booker T and Kevin Nash. He says, let's cut to the intro. And then it cuts to the intro. This segment was awesome. It was actually logical, though. I like we can laugh about this all we want, but what I liked about this was they treated this like it was an actual type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, boy, did they. Yeah, my dad didn't it is the truth I see. And then fireworks in the fucking arena, and then we're introduced to your commentary team of
Chet
Lemon and Black Snow.
I'll be honest, I wasn't sure how I was gonna like Black Snow on commentary because obviously you hear him now at NXT, and that's basically what he is. But it's basically what Booker T is like on commentary. But he's just taking it up 10 notches.
Dude, he is fucking couldn't give a fuck at all about any of the shit.
He's the star of the whole show, by the way.
Honestly, yeah. He's hilarious in this whole episode. Like, he was out of his fucking mind. He just becomes like an auctioneer halfway through of this whole time.
But yeah,
it was nuts.
But yeah, Black Snow and Chet Lemon introduced themselves. Black Snow's play-by-play, which was an excellent choice, and Chet Lemon's color commentary, but Chet Lemon's really doesn't say all that much.
Chet Lemon just doesn't really talk much. He's just talking. He's talking nonsense too, but not as much as Booker.
But that's not Booker. That's Black Snow. Okay?
And then they're like, "Hey, listen, Black Snow, we're gonna introduce it to Scott Steiner." And then Scott
the
goes,
best part, by the way, they tell the guys backstage, cut to the pyro. They basically have Impact use up all their.
Oh yeah, fucking, and then fucking, At one point, I think they introduced the commentators, right? And then fucking Chet Lemon goes, "Hey, pyro guy, blow your load." What? Blow your load. Hey. Like, what? And then the fucking pyro starts going off. And then after that happens.
It completely scared Black Snow, but he was like loving this too. He was like, he was loving the fact they just blew all the Impact.
To blow the load. Alright, and we're gonna bring it to Scott Steiner. And then Steiner's in the ring, right? And he goes, "White trash!" Oh, wait, no, I'm fucking voice cracking. "White trash and rednecks!" The following contest is a non-title 4-on-1. I'm like, what?
Wait, the best part about this, by the way, is they stopped breaking down the match card, actually.
Oh, yeah, you're right, yeah.
They break down this pay-per-view card as if it's like a Wrestle Kingdom, WrestleMania, TNA, Bound for Glory type of stuff.
It's the greatest show of all time because the main event values on it.
The cards, actually, I have it in my notes. I don't know why I'm trying to do this off the top of my head. It's Contourage versus ODB. They treat that's like gonna break barriers for the women's division right there, the knockout division.
Yeah, they do.
They say Booker T, and Black Snow talks about Booker T as if they're two different people. It's awesome.
Yeah, Booker T. It gets wild later on, bro. It gets ridiculous.
We'll get to that, and they're gonna face two referees, Andrew Thomas and Rudy Charles. When they're piping up Andrew Thomas and Rudy Charles, they pipe them up as if they're like these Hall of Fame level talents.
Yeah, I think at some point during the show, I don't know if it was here, but fucking Chet Lemon goes, "Was Andrew Thomas a former WWE champion?" And Booker T's like, "I don't know." Like, what?
We'll get to that. And then they announced Petey Williams versus Matt Morgan where Petey Williams must have one arm tied behind his back. We'll get to that later on.
It's just main event Mafia and the heels that side with the Mafia just absolutely squash the baby faces.
And then the main event they hype up is Team 3D versus Stin. And they're doing this and they're like, see, we're not completely just booking ourselves. We're actually having a handicap match. And Stin has to face Team 3D. We find out why this happens later on.
Yeah.
This was awesome. And then it cuts backstage to Shamel, and Shamel interviews ODB, and obviously Shamel,
she fucking like just annihilates ODB, and then ODB just talks shit back. It's actually surprising how great Shamel honestly might be the second highlight of this whole show, because she just knows how to cut a promo, man. She's really good.
Yeah, but she basically talks about how the hell are you going to fight out of this 4-on-1 handicap match. And ODB said that she is going to whoop some matches. She said because they have security standing around it too. If this security guard wasn't there, I would whip your ass right now. And then she talks about how she's basically just going to use her Jack Daniels and all that type of stuff to get herself fueled up and everything like that. And that's how she's going to win. And
yeah, that's how she's going to win. She's going to drink, and then she's going to get horny, and she's going to fuck, and that's how she's going to... That's her whole gimmick. It's so hammed up, by the way. Like, she's just, I want to fuck, get drunk, and wrestle. And that's it. That's the gimmick.
Yeah.
That's ODB.
She smacked Chamel's ass at one point, and
yeah,
does not look happy
fucking wild. Just no chill.
The segment was absolutely that segment was absolutely wonderful. It's one of those segments that's so bad it's good type of thing. Like,
no, the problem is it wasn't even bad. It was just a good segment, but it's just a wild ODB segment, as typical ODB segments are. So you know.
But yeah, then we have the Entourage versus ODB, Black Snow and
before we even get to that, so Steiner's introducing Entourage.
Oh yeah,
and he goes, by the way, white trash and rednecks following contest in a handicap match. What that means is that it's 4 bitches on one.
Oh, it was awesome.
Whoa. And he goes, hailing from, I don't know, Confucius. Confucius? How do you get Confucius with Entourage? Huh?
I don't know. Is this the same year he accidentally said modifier?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, modifier.
That's later in the year.
It's later in the year. Yeah. But I don't think the funny thing is like Scott Steiner goes, his mind goes faster than his mouth. So he just fucking, like, it doesn't compute. He's so intellectually brilliant that he can't fucking make his mouth work.
What a great decision. But this is the same year as, I think, Steiner Math promo, He's Fat promo, and Modifier promo. Like, Scott Steiner,
2008 to 2010 was base Scott Steiner. Actually, no. 2008 to 2011 is base Scott Steiner, yes.
This was wonderful, like... and yeah, he has like he has the notes written down so he can remember all of the red announcing and all that type of stuff. I guarantee you there was nothing written down.
I bet you either there was nothing written down or he actually wrote shit on a piece of paper and didn't read it, couldn't understand his own handwriting, which would make it even hilarious. Like, that's probably why he's like, what the fuck is that? Is that Confucius? Confucius! Fucking just butchered the heels coming out. And at one point he just screams a book, and then fucking Chet Lemon goes, "It's Entourage!" And then fucking Scott Steiner looks at Chet Lemon and he's like, well, I don't know, I haven't fucked these bitches before!
Wow. The best part about this too, he's supposed to be rooting for the costume.
He goes, I don't know, how am I supposed to know who they are? I haven't fucked them before. I haven't had sex with them. How am I supposed to know? It's not Matasia!
This reminded me of the promo. This reminded me of the promo he cut on the NWA, like right before the pandemic hit, where he buried the entire NWA promotion.
He buried everybody, including his faction that he was repping, and the championship belt, and the entire company.
Scott Steiner. Honestly, if he had one of the belts right now, I wouldn't complain anyway. He could just be any champion right now.
He could be any champion. He's tremendous.
Yeah, but yeah.
Given a 24/7 belt, you take that out of the trash and at least give that to him as like consolation prize or something.
Yeah, why not? So yeah, we have this match. Black Snow and Chet Lemon are trying to just wonder what the hell is in ODB's flask. Black Snow's thinking that it's Jack Daniels. He's listening off all of this stuff that's in that type of thing.
And then at some point they just deviate from that, and he's just like, "Have you seen the way she looks? That's a man, baby," says Chet Lemon. And then Booker,
oh my god!
And then Booker goes,
Black Snow.
She got the handprints on the back of her. Ooh la! I'm like, huh? Wait, What? What does that even mean?
Oh no. But yeah, ODB does the best she can to fight off all four of these women. Eventually, she does hit a really good crossbody, taking out all of them out. But eventually, once the numbers game catch up to her, it happens fast. And Awesome Con hits like a neutralizer type move. It's like an underhook
It's
neutralizer.
the implant buster. It's always been the implant buster. Booker T. No, I'm sorry. Black Snow calls it on commentary. It's the Kong driver.
That's what he called it, yeah.
He called it the Kong driver. It's not at all the name of the move.
But yeah, so Contourage win. And yeah, this was built into the title match that they were gonna have happen. By the way, I love too. They have a pay-per-view they're supposed to be hyping up. They never hype up
that at all. They don't even hype up the pay-per-view until like until the main event Mafia's kicked off the show, and basically. Like then they start hyping it up. Then it's like the go-home show for like the last 30 minutes or so.
Yeah,
I don't remember when it.
I don't remember when it happens. I want to mention it now. They do hype something up. They plug an ad for this text you could send to join the main event.
Oh yeah, the text that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know when it happens, so I want to make sure.
Hey. It's Chet Lemon. Chet Lemon is the one who does it, and Chet Lemon says, "Now you can text on the number 1-800-MEM. If you get the next member right, I will send you naked pictures of myself to your phone." I'm like,
so do you want to get it right? Like, I don't know. Like...
I guess if you're a female, right? Maybe. I mean,
but it's pretty obvious.
Big sexy, right?
It's pretty obvious. Mainly males are watching TNA Impact.
Oh yeah, it's obvious. Yes, it's the only demographic they got watching. So it's just no. So it's like, fucking. I love how he said that. And all I could think of. Wait. So does that mean the people that picked Samoa Joe got a fucking dick pic from Kevin Nash?
Yeah,
they just get a random nude from them on their phones one day. It's like, for those who guess Samoa Joe, surprise!
That's true, yeah, because he ends up joining. Or was it Matt Morgan? Because doesn't he join later on too?
Yeah, no, I think it was Joe first because Morgan wasn't officially a member. I don't think.
Okay.
So.
But yeah, this match right here, I gave like 2.25 stars. It was wrestled logically, and it was really. We're gonna be saying that through like the first 3 matches of the show. Commentary really made this match like
pretty much. Yeah, it was the Chet Lemon and Black Snow show. It was mostly the Black Snow show.
I mean, funny thing is too, like we're not meant. These aren't even. It's weird. These aren't meant to be good matches. Whether you put them together.
No,
so it's like,
not at all. They're meant to be shit. They're meant to be completely in the heel's favor, and somehow it just works. I mean, you put this with anybody else, I feel like it would fucking die a death. Because it's Booker T, who doesn't give a shit, Kevin Nash, who is like halfway there, and fucking the rest of the main event Mafia, especially Kurt, who is just fucking funny all the time, especially when he's on Percocets. Right? It worked. It just worked.
Funny thing is, this is the one thing TNA probably did better than WCW, because you remember WCW tried to do this with Hog Wild, and that failed miserably. I think because it was a pay-per-view. This is a TV show, so they're not losing anything out of it. Well, they blew all.
No, you're thinking of Sold Out. You're thinking of Sold Out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. You're thinking of Sold Out and the Nitro episode with the NWO, which was awful. It was awful by comparison to this shit.
But yeah, this was like,
this was so funny. Oh my god,
and then,
it was hilarious.
It cuts backstage, and Kurt Angle, Jeremy Borash, and Jim Cornette backstage. Kurt Angle just loved he just loved what he saw right there. Oh, I forgot.
No, Jim Cornette isn't there backstage. I don't think. Right? He
is. He's sitting on the couch.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. He is, and he's just like got his hands in his head.
So into the
like,
show,
can you fucking get this guy off the desk? For the love of God. And then Jeremy Borash was like, I'll do what I can, Jim.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle's can we go back to the regular show, please? And then Kurt goes, get out of here, Jeremy. Get out of here, JB.
He essentially calls out Jeremy Borash, thinking that he was trying to get with Kurt Angle's like ex-wife.
Yeah, and then fucking Jeremy Borash goes, No, Kurt. Rose before hose. I would never do that to you. I have feeling. My feelings are very strong for you, Kurt. And then fucking Kurt just looks so weirded out. He's like, "You creep me out. Get the fuck out of here and sell my shirts." And he does the rest of the show. Like,
yeah.
The dynamic between JB and Angle is. I don't think there's a better duo ever.
It was awesome.
He might as well have been his manager, but like not really his manager. He's like the doofus that does anything Kurt says. That would have been awesome.
Yeah,
like,
that was this was.
There was this segment and the time that Kurt Angle had nothing on because Samoa Joe stole all his clothes.
I don't know that one, but yeah,
that's a fucking show we gotta watch too because.
By the way, what was the best? Was it after Kurt Angle sends Jimmy Borash away? You hear Jim Cornette say off screen, "Way to handle it, Borash!" Like, it was
way to handle it, buddy. Yeah, way to handle it, you fucking idiot.
I love too Jim Cornette here because you could just tell in a way he hates
this is a shoot. He fucking hates it here. He hates everything because this is all Russo booking, and he can't stand any of it. But this is awesome. I love every minute of this.
We forgot to do, we're so into the show, we forgot to do the career retrospectives on the Entourage. Awesome Khan would be a dominant champion. Eventually, they would start to mess up with her. They really didn't use her.
Yeah, and then and then Bubba the Love Sponge got her fired because she actually fucking gave a shit about the Knockouts division before fucking Bubba fucked it up.
Yeah, and then
they fired him promptly after they did that because that just looked bad. Even though they fired Khan right after. So then she got then she got hired by WWE, and then she got pregnant, and then she came back to WWE for like a one-off, and then she got released from WWE. By the way, she eliminated Michael Cole from the Rumble in that time, and then she went back to Impact. Didn't really do much there. And then she left again on a long hiatus, and then she came back to AEW.
We did a career retrospective awesome because I forgot she shows up at Double or Nothing. So
you had me do a career retrospective. You had me do a career retrospective for nothing. God damn it!
We do so many retros now. You can't remember.
God damn it. Okay, so well, there it is again. Now we did it twice, so you can't forget it.
And then the other members. I forget the other members' names.
Raka Khan fought midgets, and then she went to jail. So there was that.
Yeah. One of them I know got fired for working too stiff. I think that was Raka Khan. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's Raka.
And then, the others pretty much were out of the company by 2010. Pretty much, they were just released for no reason, and then. They worked in the Indies and retired pretty much shortly afterwards. So
there you go.
There you go. And then ODB.
ODB, which by the way, literally announced by Scott Steiner. What dirty bitch! ODB.
That's how he announces it. But yeah, she would go on to have a pretty good run in TNA Impact. She would win the Knockouts title and tag titles multiple times. Yeah. She married Eric Young and did that storyline, which was awesome. I thought it was awesome anyways.
I enjoyed it.
And then
it was fun.
She left Impact. She started her own food truck business, so she did that for a while, but then it burnt down. So I forgot she was at All Out when I was looking up this. I'm like, I forgot. Yeah, she was at All Out. In 2019, and then she basically did a tour of the wrestling world behind this WWE. She was in NWA at one point. She was in Impact, and then she went back to a food truck business. She went back to Impact, and then I think she showed up like one more time on Impact, and then that was pretty. She basically wrestles part-time pretty much now.
Very part-time because she wants to run her food truck business. Good on her.
I remember one cool thing in 2019 going into like 2020 type of thing, like because of the taping schedule, she was on NWA and Impact at the same time. Like I'm pretty sure there's a show where she's on both shows at one point, like in the same week type of thing because of the taping schedule and everything.
Right. You know. Yeah. And this was before NWA sucked full on.
Yeah. So
there was that.
Yeah, that's the career retrospectives, and then we have. Speaking of ODB, we have a Rebelgraphy TNA Wednesday for ODB. I guess they did this a lot. they pretty much just do this thing where they ask ODB questions and like, what's her favorite food? What's her favorite? What would she be doing if what's her career if she wasn't wrestling? If you know the ODB character, you would know how she answers all of these questions.
She just like, I want to fuck, I want to drink, I want to eat, I want to fight. That's
pretty much what it was.
That's every answer. Every single one of the answers. Pretty much.
I'm pretty sure there was one answer in there that wasn't kayfabe, which is that she would own her own food truck business if she wasn't.
That's hilarious. Yeah, she absolutely called it. She nailed it.
Yeah.
There you go.
It was great. This was a great thing that they did. I thought it was awesome. What did you think of this? It was awesome.
ODB. A plus. I love ODB, man. I miss her. I do.
Me too.
She's great.
I mean, just go try to find a food truck business, and you can go see her. So,
why do you have to put it like that?
Because I'm trying to help you out. You said you miss her.
No, it makes it sound creepy. Like, why? No, I meant like
it's not like you gotta find it. It moves around.
Okay.
It's a food truck business, so.
Why? No, like you said, you miss her. Go and see her at the food truck. That's weird. If I'm just going there to see her, it's no, it's not kosher at all. Move on.
There you go. I will move on. I think this is what this show's gonna do to us. It's gonna make us say things we wouldn't typically say. So.
We're Chet Lemon and Black Snow today, guys.
So next, we had Shamel interviews because Kurt Angle, after a segment, had said, "Cut to the white stripes. I want to see them get their ass kicked right after a segment ends." Type of thing.
Yeah. At one point, by the way, after this, I don't know where it is on this show, so I'm just gonna mention it now. There's fucking Chet Lemon talking about how hot a girl is. She's like, yeah, that chick is pretty hot.
Yeah.
And then Kurt Angle's like, you think you could get her to show her boobies? And then Chet Lemon's like, I could try. Like,
you don't even hear him saying this, but you know exactly what he's trying to
I bet you that was true. He was sick of Karen by that point. Yeah. Let me do my Percocets in peace, woman.
Hey, according to WWE, though, Kurt and Karen were never married. Because I will tell you this, they did the documentary that came out to Kurt Angle on Peacock. They never mentioned that he had 2 other wives before the one that he has now. They try to make it seem like as if they were together the whole time, which is hilarious. So,
you know what though? Is it wrong? Because maybe they were having an affair before they became a couple. That could have been the case.
But anyhow, next, Shamel interviews Andrew Thomas, Ruby Charles, and Earl Hebner. He doesn't really interview Earl Hebner. He's just like there. I don't know what he's doing there, but he's just there.
Earl Hebner. And then like the interviewer goes, "So guys, what are your plan to try and combat this guy? What are your plans to combat Booker T?"
So I believe it's Rudy Charles.
Yeah, Rudy Charles goes and he's like, "Well, listen, I have an amateur wrestling license. It says so on the back of my TNA and on my TNA trading card." I'm like, what?
Yeah. Like, he actually thinks he's going to pull this. I think it's Andrew Thomas. I don't think it's Rudy Charles.
Yeah, it's Andrew Thomas. I don't know. It's one of the two fucking jabrones here.
And then Earl Hebner just looks perplexed because he's the ref for the next match, and he's just like pissed that this match is even happening. We find out the reason this is happening is because Shamel mentions that apparently there was some conspiracy theories going on between the referees, at least in the main event Mafia's opinion, anyways, type of thing. So,
so they just wanted to fucking kick their ass, which, that's the whole reason this match exists. Yeah. So
this was a good interview here. I like how one referee thought he had a
so confident because he's an amateur wrestler, yeah.
And the other referee is just like, yeah, no, this ain't happening, type of thing. Let me talk about this next match because I want to talk about this. The next match is the next match is that match. It's Andrew Thomas and Rudy Charles versus Booker T. And now
I have to say this before you even go with this real quick, right? Booker T, as he's gotta get up to do this, he goes, Chet Lemon goes, "Where are you going?" Hey, Booker T's got a match.
No, I love what he's doing here. So Booker T No, well, no. So Black Snow's on commentary, and Booker T. He's commentated what Booker T is doing as he's doing. He's like, he's getting the water. He's getting all fired up. He's mentioned it too. He had an interview with Booker T, and he was telling me how fired up he was and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I had an interview with Booker T. Booker T. He's all fired up. He's ready to go. He's ready to kick some ass and take some names. You know what I'm saying. Okay.
I don't remember exactly what it happened because it does happen later, but I think it's at this point where this is where Booker T just goes, I'm not Booker T, I'm Black Snow.
Oh, yeah. He's separating the two very well here. So, yeah. Fucking... So, as he puts the headset down, Chet Lemon goes, we're seeing Booker T for the first time tonight. And then fucking, before all of that shit, it fucking... Scott Steiner fucking introduces Andrew Thomas. And what's the other guy? Rudy Charles.
Rudy Charles.
Yeah. They both have first names and their last names are first names. I don't know why.
This is awesome.
Go ahead.
No, and then it gets better. So the match starts, and Scott Steiner fills in for Black Snow on commentary. And I was like, yes, this match is about to get awesome. Like,
dude, I'll get to the commentary bit real quick before we even get to the match. There wasn't really much of a match. He just says, Chet Lemon just goes, Booker T's boots are red. And then fucking Steiner says, oh yeah, the ropes are red too. And then Kevin goes, I never noticed that until now.
And then it gets, so then the match happens.
Later on, they go back to this, and then fucking Nash, he goes, the logo's red too. And then Scott Steiner goes, what?
He just can't believe it.
Like that? I want to imagine a universe, and this is the universe where where Scott Steiner just had no idea and is completely colorblind to the fact that TNA is all red everything at this point. And didn't even notice it until the minute he said that.
And he's been with Impact how long, by the way? Since 2006?
He's been there since 2006. He never noticed it until just then, as he sat on the booth.
I wonder if Chet Lemons was because obviously Chet Lemons was being real. This was like legitimate Scott Steiner on commentary.
Legitimate, and then fucking Nash is like, "Are you okay? Like, do you need to get some glasses or something?" It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So the match starts. Booker T. Doing this is when you see Jeremy Borash. He's out there trying, because Kurt Angle sent him out here to sell T-shirts and all that type of stuff. But he even tells him, if I even find out you even pocketed one bit of that money, I'm gonna snap your ankle type of thing too. Like,
yeah, and he fucking that's how, he goes up to the fucking guys like, guys, look, I'm selling the shirts, and Chet Lemon just goes, I sold a lot of shirts today, guys. And he goes like, yeah, less talk and more walking, says Chet Lemon. He's like, and
he tries to order a beer.
Get me a beer. Yeah, can I get a beer? No, you can get me one, though. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Sure. So we have this match. Booker T just annihilates these two. He destroys.
Rudy Charles takes the greatest bump for a scissors kick I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Holy shit.
And Scott Steiner's commentary for this match is, he talked about like, oh, those are some quick hands right there. And then he switches to like doing leg moves and all that type of stuff. He's like, oh, those are great leg moves. I wonder if we're going to get arm or leg. And Scott Steiner's trying to guess what offensive maneuver Booker T's going to try to do.
I wonder if he's going to use the arm next, or if he's going to use the leg.
And the funny thing is, like we said, this is meant to be bad. They were meant to shoot here. Scott Steiner this was all shoot. He was
just curious. He was like, yeah, I wonder if he's gonna do this. Maybe he'll go for, I don't know, maybe an arm maneuver. Oh no, he went for a leg maneuver.
And then Booker T, he wins the match fairly easily. He hits a scissor kick on both of these guys. He hits a bookend, too, on Rudy Charles. He wins the match.
Fucking annihilates Charles the whole time.
They hype this up to, like, Booker T had this hard fought like victory afterwards too, like
Yeah, Chet Lemon's like, what a hard fought victory for Booker T.
and then yeah, he continues to beat them down, and then Shane runs out. Shane Lewis, I believe his name
Yeah,
is.
Shane Lewis. Yeah. He was a referee too, also a wrestler before, turned wrestler again. I don't know. It was a weird thing.
Yeah,
I thought it was
but-
Jeff Jarrett for a second. I'm like, huh?
Well, then I thought it was Shane Douglas because you know.
Yeah,
Shane, he's up
yeah.
on-
I mean, whoever this guy was, apparently he was like IWA champion multiple times. I don't know.
Yeah, he was. But yeah, he attacks Booker T, and Booker T gets a low blow and just lays him out with a scissors kick. And then I like it too. Anytime they do a babyface run in from any members of the TNA frontline, Chet Lemon and Scott Steiner, like, what is this going on right here? Like, and then Chet Lemon's
all
just
these
like
dastardly heels.
Chet Lemon is just like, Booker T just had a hard fought match, and he's out here attacking him.
He had a hard fought match. And Scott comes out to beat the rest of them, right? Like, and Chet just stays there. He's not moving. Well, I gotta call the action, and here we go. Scott Steiner coming in with a save.
Yeah, it was awesome. No, Steiner doesn't even come in for the save.
Oh, no, yeah, you're right, because they just kicked the shit
Booker
out
just
of
kicks
this
his
fucking guy.
Booker T, yeah, he low blows him and lays him out with the scissors kick, and he stands tall. At the time, Booker T was Legends champion too. We didn't mention
That is true. That is true. If you're a Legends champion, I can't imagine you need help, right?
Yeah, but yeah, they do sort of come back to this later. But yeah, this match was like 3 stars, but I'll probably just up it to 3.5 due to the commentary alone. Like, this was awesome.
This shouldn't have been good at all, but it was just like, it was so funny. I love every minute of it.
The second that Scott Steiner went on commentary,
it was over. It was over. We knew it was gonna be good.
Yeah, and then they do a video package for the main event Mafia again.
This is the wildest one. They just go, you ever wonder what it would be like to get away with anything? Can you not do it? Ah, too bad. Well, we can. Join the main event Mafia today. So...
This is where they mentioned, by the way, that they have a combined total of like 300. Like, it was like some ridiculous
300 championships. Yeah, something fucking not accurate at all. But they just like, we have 300 championships combined between all of us. I'm like,
yeah, this was
okay, sure.
This video package was awesome. It wasn't very well made, but it wasn't supposed to be.
It
so,
was so awful, but it was so good. It was meant to be shit, which means it's good.
Yeah. And then Kurt Angle and Jim Cornette are backstage, and Jim Cornette's still pissed about how the show is. Jim Cornette keeps mentioning too that when Mick Foley gets here, he's not gonna be happy with you. So we know where this is going, obviously, but we're just gonna be along for a ride. This is where that line you mentioned, where Kurt Angle tries to get a zoom into that woman and everything like that, and then Sting comes in. And he's not happy that Kurt Angle put him in a handicap match. We do find out why this is happening is because Sting is due to have a
motherfucking zero. What? What do you?
Yeah, I know.
Why?
I don't know what he wants.
Why?
What he sent us?
Oh, it's the fucking boulder, fucking thing. It's a boulder meme.
Yeah, I know the
The fucking all right, Zero. We get it. Nice.
But anyhow, but yeah, Kurt Angle, tries to, tell Sting that he's doing this. Okay, I actually didn't even finish what Sting even said because then we got interrupted. So Sting wants to know why Kurt Angle put him in a handicap match tonight because he doesn't think it makes sense. We find out the reason for this is this is the only pay-per-view hype they even talk about, by the way. There's supposed to be a 4-way match between Brother Ray, Brother Devon, Kurt Angle, and Sting.
So you kind of see... Yeah, for the World Championship, I think.
Yeah, it was for Sting's title. So you can kind of see what Kurt Angle's plan was here.
Yeah.
And Kurt Angle says that he's doing this because he wants to make it... He doesn't want the network to get on his case to make it look like he at least tried to, make it look like that we had to, be the underdogs pretty much type of thing. Yeah. He's trying to keep everything fair, but... Kurt Angle.
Not that it mattered anyway, because we'll see later. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
But I liked it. I liked this segment. It was good tension between Sting and Kurt Angle because they just started that storyline where They were basically infighting with each other because they were both in main event Mafia together. This segment was it's probably the most serious segment of the whole show. Honestly, it's a good segment actually. So it's good stuff. I still love Kurt Angle here. He's just laughing his ass off about well, about that, and he's also pretending like he's trying to look out for, trying to stack the deck against the main event Mafia. Like,
he's unbelievable. Like, this whole thing is crazy. Like, it shouldn't be good, but it's good. There's actually, like, story beats to this as well, which is great.
yeah, like main event Mafia is trying to stack the deck, and again, I like the fact that they're treating this like a real life invasion type of thing.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned NXT. NXT probably still has done it the best, but this might be my personal favorite just because of how funny it is the whole show.
It's wild. The whole show is wild.
Yeah. Then Shamel interviews Matt Morgan, who's about to have his match with Petey Williams. The reason for this match is because they want this match set up because Petey Williams has been trying to. He's been cosplaying as Scott Steiner, and Scott Steiner didn't like this, which is, I don't know if that was kayfabe or shoot, I'm not sure.
Which is hilarious because he's the one that started having him cosplay as fucking Scott Steiner in the first place. Steiner.
So they set up this match where he's going to face Matt Morgan. This is where Matt Morgan was trying to get on the main event Mafia's good side because he wanted to join the group, so he was essentially a hitman for them type of thing. And Shamel interviews him, and Matt Morgan's treating this match like this is going to be the hardest match that he's ever had in his life. He talked about how he had to fight through college, having ADD. He talks about how, he basically gave his DNA to go to the moon or something like that. And he says that that makes him the DNA of TNA. But this match right here, I'm going to face Petey Williams with one hand tied behind his back. This is going to be the hottest match of my entire life right here. Like, this is awesome. Like, Matt Morgan's typically not a good promo, but oh my gosh.
Oh my god, it was so good. It shouldn't. I was expecting bland-ass Matt Morgan, and he just comes up, this is going to be the hardest match. I came from college having to suffer from ADD. I graduated as a doctorate and all this shit. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Shamel's putting this over too, like it's gonna be a hard match. Like she feels bad for him. He has to go through this match type of thing. Like,
it's just holy shit. Oh, by the way, so much so that you just do whatever they want. Matt Morgan does the Brock Lesnar entrance.
He does, yeah. I mean, it's a takeover, so
Yeah, it is. Why not?
Yeah, Black Snow.
There you go.
So then we have what do you think of this interview with Matt Morgan and Shamel? Yeah,
thumbs up. This is just fucking crazy. This whole show is wild. Like, there's not, it just gets crazier as we go, by the way, until, the final 30 minutes and finally starts to settle down, and even then there's some crazy shit that happens.
Yeah. Then we have then we have that match. It's Petey Williams versus Matt Morgan with, where Petey Williams must have one arm tied behind his back. During the introductions, I believe it's here. Isn't this where Scott Steiner throws a Barack Obama line where he mentions?
Oh yeah. He fucking okay. So this is the fucking problem.
I remember it now, but I'll let you do it because you can do the impression.
He goes. Up next, straight out of Canada, aka Mexico North. Let me talk to the President of the United States, Barack Obama. You see, you shouldn't be putting a border around Mexico. You should be doing it in Canada so you can keep all those asshole Canucks back around the border of Canada so they don't come in this country anymore.
Was this a shoot?
What is your deal? Why did you hate Canada? What was your deal with Canadians?
Because of he hated Petey Williams. So
why? God damn.
But yeah, we have the match.
Oh, and he said, he called Petey Williams. What did he call him? What was it?
Like a cosplay.
Yeah, but pretend Petey Pump or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was
off
something
the top
like
of my
that.
head. But yeah, it was a great insult. I mean, they buried him here. I mean, obviously, like, it would have been great had fucking Hogan and Bischoff not come in and then fired him after to just furloughed him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just, like, I love this because it could have done wonders for Petey if he could bounce back, but, you know.
Yeah.
Jesus
But
Christ.
going through the match, during the entrances, Matt Morgan's Booker T and Black Snow and Chet Lemon are just putting over how big Matt Morgan is. They just keep talking about how big he is.
Fucking Booker T is going crazy about
Black
it.
Snow.
I'm sorry. Black Snow is going crazy with it. He's like, Matt Morgan, he's tall. He's a tall man. He's a tall dude. He's big guy. He's a big, tall guy. Like, okay, we get it, Booker. We get it, Black Snow.
Chet Lemon is feeding into this too, by the way.
He's very tall man.
We have the match. It's a typical match at first where Matt Morgan just absolutely obliterates Petey Williams because he has one odd time behind his back. He can't really do anything. And then he could clearly win this match. There's several times where he pins him and he just lifts his head up and all that type of stuff. And then Scott Steiner basically is egging him on to just do some more damage to him, just beat the crap out of him. And Black Snow treats this as if Scott Steiner's giving Matt Morgan advice and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, he's the manager of Matt Morgan. He's trying to give him advice. He's a veteran, you know. He sure is, Black Snow. Whatever you say, buddy.
As Matt Morgan's not looking, I actually love this bit right here. This is actually a good bit of booking. The referee does the rope, tying Petey Williams' arm behind him and frees him, and he attacks Matt Morgan. And this isn't a DQ because the ref's the one that initiated this. And this is when, at this point, the commentators, Chet Lemon and Black Snow, just lose it. They lose the fact that this happened. Like, wait, call for the DQ. This is a disqualification.
This is a disqualification! Yeah, because he unties him. He's like, goddamn, we need to have some justice. This is an injustice. I'm Black Snow. He just starts going nuts. He's the whole show at this point, after this point, he just goes, I'm Black Snow. I'm Black Snow. Like, all right.
And then, continuing this, Petey Williams, though, does take out Scott Steiner on the outside with a suicide dive, and Black Snow and Chet Lemon treat this like he just attacked like a regular ring announcer and all that type of stuff. Like,
he's attacking the ring announcer.
I love this, by the way, too. Throughout the night, they keep mentioning that Penta's out of a job and all that type of stuff now because of how great Scott Steiner's doing on ring announcing and all that.
Oh, yeah, they fucking bury Penzer, too. Scott Steiner's doing a hell of a job. He's way better than that Penzer dork.
It's awesome.
Holy shit, bro. They just bury the whole roster. And the problem is, too, eventually they're going to get their comeuppance, right? So it works here, but it's just like, holy shit, they just bury everyone.
Yeah. So the match, eventually, Matt Morgan, Petey Williams gets back into the ring. He misses a high cross body or some type of double stomp move, and Matt Morgan hits the carbon footprint for the win. And then
and then he hits the elevator after the match. Yeah.
And then afterwards, Scott Steiner puts him into the Steiner recliner.
And Black Snow goes, hey, got him in the camel clutch. What? You've been putting this move like for years, and you know what the move is called, Black Snow. Apparently,
well,
this is what.
No. That's
it's Black Snow. So in reality, he's probably like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm Black Snow. I call it a camel clutch because I'm Black Snow. You can talk to Booker T some other time, but I'm Black Snow.
So then it gets better. I'll let you talk about this part So I'll talk about what actually happened, and I'll let you talk about the funny part of it. The baby faces went out. Consequences, Creed, Jay Lethal, and I believe Eric Young, I think?
Yes. And by the way, this is the part of Russo booking that doesn't make sense, but I don't care because it's hilarious that the TNA frontline was Lethal Consequences and Eric fucking Young.
Well, the TNA originals, so.
But it's like, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. They come down.
Yeah, but they
The numbers game is way too strong. And then Booker T's like, oh, Booker T is getting up. Oh, he's about to kick some serious ass. And fucking Chet Lemon says, yeah, I'd go up there for another $5,000 if possible. Like,
I don't think Chet Lemon does anything on this whole show.
He doesn't fucking do a single wrestling move the whole night. It's so good. He's like, and he even says, for another $5,000, I'll fucking help out. And Booker T, it's a 3-on-1 beatdown at this point, or a 3-on-3 beatdown, but the numbers game is too strong because of the fucking guys involved. Especially when you consider, I don't know, you got fucking 2 meatheads.
Well, also, too, Booker T had a microphone in his hand.
Yeah,
so
he has a microphone, and he's Booker T in the ring, but he's commentating everything Booker T does as Black Snow, and it's unbelievable. He goes...
Not even that. He commentates the move before he does the move.
Yeah. Booker T, about to hit the super kick. Oh! And he has like the fucking bug eyes after he hits the super kick. He's like, oh!
I think I originally, what did I give this match? Because I actually thought it was a pretty entertaining match. I think I gave it like 3 stars just for the post match. I might up this to like 3.5 for the post match.
The post match is what makes it, man. It's just and Consequences Queen. He's getting up and Booker T's lining up for the super kick. Oh! Fucking wild. Absolutely wild.
Yeah, this was awesome. Anything else you want to say about this? Like,
this was just tremendous. I loved every second of this shit.
But yeah, we gotta do some career retrospectives because we keep forgetting this time around because of just how crazy this show is.
Who gives a shit?
Andrew Thomas eventually finished out with TNA Impact, and then now he's the senior referee in WWE and for NXT. Rudy Charles, he just isn't there anymore, and I think he does reffing for Indies, but there's really not much about Rudy Charles. And then we've done career retrospectives for Petey Williams. Why don't you just do a quick career retrospective on Matt Morgan, because it's pretty sad. And you kind of did it already.
Let's see. He really wanted to be a fucked up partner to Hernandez, and then he was a better partner to Crimson, and then he wasn't, and then he was on direct insurance commercials for the rest of his time, and then he said, fuck this wrestling shit, and became a mayor. And then he came back for a spell, and then he went back to being mayor.
Well, because what was supposed to happen when he came back, it was when the GFW...
Oh, no, he was a doctor. No, he was a doctor, and then he came back, and then he became mayor. Yeah. I don't know. He has a weird life. It's a good life. I mean, he's making money now, so good for him. He's a mayor of a city, so... Yeah, or a town, something like that.
He was supposed to come back for a spell when they did the TNA GFW merger, but then when the merger happened for, like, what, a month? They were supposed to work around his schedule because the taping schedule was where he was being filmed and everything like that. He could still do it as 9 to 5, but then when the merger happened, that didn't happen anymore. He couldn't work around that schedule anymore. He was kind of pissed about it actually because, like, you know, he was actually looking forward to coming back, and then he couldn't come back because he couldn't make it work with his job. So there you go.
I mean, let's be real. He wanted to keep that 9 to 5 job so he could have the insurance that wrestling do not.
Yeah, probably.
Supplies. So he's like, yeah, priorities here.
Yeah. Then continuing with the show, we had another Rebelgraphy TNA Wednesday from Matt Morgan. Pretty good stuff. He kind of talks about his his life. He talked about how he met, like, his wife and everything like that. He talked about, like, how...
yeah, wild that they just have a random interview segment where he's breaking kayfabe, even though he talked about all this as a heel, as a pompous, arrogant heel.
Yeah.
in the interview prior, and I'm like, okay.
He didn't really mention it first in the interview, so this is he met his wife in Hawaii. He didn't mention he went to college in Hawaii, so you meant to think, like, not that he stalked her or anything like that, but he didn't really mention, like, a big detail of how he met his wife type of thing. Like, it was really odd. Like,
how do you stalk when you're that tall? Like, especially in Hawaii, they're probably like, "Oh, Big Mahu."
Yeah, but yeah, this was a decent little thing. I thought, good stuff. And then we had a vignette for Team 3D, which I couldn't believe. I can't believe I don't know how this got past the main event Mafia, but it
Yeah,
did.
and
So.
I think they just. Well, to be fair, I mean, they put no effort into this package. I think that was done on design. Like, well, we have a video for like Team 3D. Just throw it to that, I guess. And no effort put into this at all, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. Then they did a Rebel Graphy TNA Wednesday for Tracy Brooks. The weirdest thing that she says is she gets asked what her favorite movie is, and she said it's any movie where she could come in and make out with somebody in the movie. So yeah,
dude, like, why are they all just horny all the time? This is Vince Russo's fetish, dude. Every one of them is just horny.
Yeah, I don't know. And then next we had the main event. It was Team 3D versus Stin. Before the match starts, Black Snow and
Oh yeah, Black Snow and Chet Lemon. So
yeah.
Devon's coming down and he's jaw-jacking with who he thinks is Booker T, but Booker T is quick to remind him, I'm Black Snow. I'm Black Snow. I am Booker T. You can talk to him some other time, but I'm Black Snow.
It was awesome.
He just screams, I'm Black Snow. By the way, at this point, this match, Kevin Nash doesn't even talk anymore. Because he's so... Chet Lemon. Sorry. Doesn't even talk anymore because Black Snow is absolutely out of his mind and just won't stop talking and screaming about how he's Black Snow.
The best part about this, even before that, is their reaction. They're so pissed that Team 3D come out abruptly. Like, who sanctioned this? Who allowed them to come out here and all that type of stuff?
So Team 3D comes in, and probably the most famous clip of this whole fucking show is in the ring. As they're in the ring, by the way, fucking Steiner goes, hailing from Dunkin' Donuts, coming out of the state of obesity, Team 3D! Jesus Christ.
And they're not even mad. They're not even mad about it.
No, fucking Bubba looks sad. Like, what the fuck?
It's brother.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Brother Ray, Bubba Ray, Bully Ray, Blubber Ray, whatever.
But... before the Team 3D cut a promo, they talk about how Kurt Angle's using Stin. Talks about how the reason he's doing this 3-on-1 handicap match is because he's trying to weaken Stin so he can take his championship from him. And he talks about the reason they're doing this, which I actually like that they actually gave a reason, because I always wonder, like, why do the babyfaces do the matches type of thing, but they actually gave a good reason for this, because Brother Wade mentions that when the main event Mafia beat him up and threw him into a dumpster and lit it on fire, Stin did the worst thing of all, and he didn't even do a damn thing about it. He didn't do anything, which really stuck into Brother's way as well. So yeah, Brother Wade mentions he doesn't want to do the match, but he still wants to kick Stin's ass enough where he ends up just kind of dealing with
it. Yeah, which honestly is just like the front line want to try and wrestle back control, even if the odds are stacked against them. Bubba is always good with that shit. Like, he always knows how to just do little details like that.
At the time, too, Team 3D were the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions because, they had the TNA and New Japan had the partnership going, which ends up failing miserably later on in the year.
Because they give it to a Pro Wrestling Noah guy.
Yeah.
By the way, let's just talk about this quick, right? These belts, I've never been a fan of. They're literally just as bad as the WWE belts now. Like the fucking dimes and pennies and shit. Like they were that before they were ever a fucking mainstay. So,
it's just that people saw. Yeah, it's just it's just not good belts. I'm pretty sure too, because I listened to a lot of Brian and Vinny's videos reviewing TNA around this period. They mentioned too that they put the belts on Team 3D. I don't know how true the story is, and TNA didn't mention it to New Japan. So New Japan was like pissed that this happened. I'm pretty sure that's a true story right there. Like, TNA took the belts off the team that they brought in to be the champions representing New Japan, and they took it off of Team 3D. So, and they put it on Team 3D.
They were
with
fucking with New Japan so much, dude. Now, to be fair to Bubba and Devon, they did go over to Japan to defend the belts.
Yeah.
And just out of that respect, I mean, I think they kept it on them just because they were gaijins willingly coming over on no pay to fucking defend them. Because
again, I don't know.
So there is that at least. I mean, this was just Russo not knowing what the fuck to do with that relationship at all.
Again, I don't know how true this is, but I do remember it is a big thing that Brian Alvarez talked, because all the fans went after him for it, saying that it wasn't true. You don't look, you're just assuming things, and then I think he ended up being right at the end of the day, type of thing.
Yeah,
TNA did it
during this time, Brian Alvarez actually got his information right, unlike nowadays. That's most of the fucking journalism. Yeah, it's a different story for another day.
Funny thing that happened, by the way, too. I want to mention this. WWE mentions that the Team 3D had the IWGP tag belts, which I think is hilarious because they had the IWGP tag belts in TNA. So it's like, and they always went out of their way to...
Wild. Yeah, they always mention the fucking history of the IWGP. Like, JBL was a big mark for some reason for Inoki shit. Just was always a big mark for Japan wrestling. So, there you go.
So yeah, it led to the match. We had Team 3D versus Stin, and Stin's over here. Like, he's meant to be the heel in the match, but he's
super supposed to be the heel and Nigeria, but he's also T-shirt Sting. So it's a big sad.
Well, he's kind of T-shirt Stin now a little bit though.
Yeah,
so.
But he's also been wrestling for years. Like I'm more accepting of it now, and plus he's doing crazy ass balcony dives. Crazy fucking old man. But like fucking back here, like you could just tell he didn't care, and he just was letting himself go, man, and he shouldn't have, man. It pissed me off. It's like, this is not the Sting I grew up with. At least had the singlet on.
But yeah, so the match starts. They kind of wrestle around a little bit. The Team 3D get the advantage in the beginning portions of the matchup, obviously because it's 2-on-1 type of thing. So Sting kind of has to take a breather. Scott Steiner is hyping him, is trying to, give him a pep talk and everything like that, which Blackstone makes sure to mention on commentary, which is just hilarious.
Steiner, he's his manager too. He's trying to hype him up. He's trying to hype him up, and I'm Black. No.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you get that in there.
Yeah, every fucking sentence was on Black, and it ended with "I'm Black Snow," or it began with "I'm Black Snow."
It was awesome.
It's so crazy.
But Stin, Scott Steiner interferes. He takes out
they bury ECW like halfway through on commentary. By the way,
they do. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Booker T goes,
Black Snow.
I'm sorry. Black Snow, you're right. My apologies. Black Snow just starts going, they were former ECW world champions. I think they were just an independent organization. I don't think if you sell a DVD in Japan that makes you worldwide. And Chet Lemon's fucking laughing his ass off to this. Okay.
I wonder if it was. I wonder if this was Chet.
Like, that sounded like it came from the heart. Maybe it's not. I would say that came straight from Booker T's heart, but this is Black Snow, so maybe he just hated. Maybe Black Snow hated ECW, but Booker T loved ECW. I talked to Booker T. He loved ECW. He loved that violent shit. I hated it. I hated every fiber of my being. I thought it's stupid. I'm big friends with Jim Cornette. There's a reason Jim Cornette hired me to do this job.
No, he didn't.
No, he did not at all.
He took it over.
He took it over. Jim Cornette and I are good friends. He kind of gives me the side eye every now and again, but I got him a beer, and then he liked me, and then I'm Black Snow. So it's Black Snow, Jim Cornette, and Black Snow.
I'm still wondering, like, in real life, because when the camera's not on Cornette, what the hell he's thinking of this show right now? Like,
Cornette must fucking hate his life. Probably drinking a Sprite and eating a Wendy's triple stack burger or some shit. Like,
but anyhow,
they hated the show. I loved every second of this. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah,
I thought this was comedy gold the whole night.
The match continues. Stin well, Scott Steiner behind the West back takes out Brother Devon, and Stin uses this to get the heat. Actually, it's Brother Way, not Brother Devon. Stin uses this to get the advantage on Brother Devon. He attacks him. He gets the heat on him for a bit. Then eventually, Brother Way makes the hot tag, and Kurt Angle's had enough of this. He comes out. He low blows Brother Devon, lays him out with a DDT. Stin's about to get the pin, but he doesn't get the win, which pisses off Kurt Angle.
Yeah, he hits the Scorpion Death Drop, and somehow that's a 2. I'm like, why?
No, it's a DDT. It was a DDT. It wasn't a
Scorpion. Oh, you're right. It was a DDT. I'm like, why did you use the DDT? You go for the Scorpion Death Drop.
So then eventually, Team 3D are about to win with the 3D, which Black Snow does a great job of calling, by the way, which was awesome.
Hey, gonna hit the 3D? Oh no!
Oh, we forgot to mention the most important part of this match. Shalmel's on commentary for this match.
Oh yeah, Black Snow couldn't wait to get it on. He was like, "You are one scrumptious fine lady. I'm gonna butter you up like a biscuit." All right, Booker. Okay, all right, Black Snow. Chill.
Yeah. The guy, she has a husband, by the way.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, you never know. Maybe he gets along. He did say he gets along with Booker T, so maybe they just have a threesome. You never know.
Maybe, yeah.
Taking a Pound Town, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, me and Booker T, we take her to Pound Town, you know what I'm saying? We butter her up like a biscuit, we glaze her like a donut, you know what I'm saying?
Black Snow, I never know what you're saying.
At one point he just starts talking absolute gibberish, and they show the commentary booth right as he's talking this absolute nonsense, and he's just like, I'm gonna, yeah, and he goes, and you know what I'm saying, if you know what I'm saying, looking straight at Chet Lemon, he's like, yeah, sure. No idea what he's saying at all.
Nobody does.
Nobody has any idea. At one point, I think this is during the fucking Entourage match too. And we forgot to mention this. One of them goes for a lariat, and he's like, she clubbed her right in the God. He was trying to say Abdullah Oblongata, but he fucking just he just turned into the fucking TikTok with the dude who fucking saw the cinnamon bun get undone for the first time, and he's like, that is some false ass information about the cinnamon roll. It's just fucking wild, dude. He just gibberish all night, Black Snow all night, constantly calling his own name. It's the best. It's the best, dude.
So the match ends. Kurt Angle runs in, attacks Brother Way. It causes a DQ. Main event Mafia run in and they attack Team 3D. They just beat the crap out of them. Then eventually Mick Foley finally shows up.
Oh yeah,
and
so Booker T comes back and he's like, Booker T, he's coming back, and then he puts the headset down this time. And then as Mick Foley comes out, it's the shitty ass TNA theme, by the way, which sucked ass because Dale Oliver sucks at his job. Chet Lemon goes, wait, is that the lead singer of System of a Down? Oh no, it's Mick Foley. I'm like, Jesus Christ, he's not wrong.
He's calling him a homeless man. Main event Mafia kept calling Kurt Angle a homeless man all night too, and all that type of stuff, saying he was a
Yeah, he was a homeless man. Yeah, Mick Foley was a homeless man.
The TNA Frontline fight off.
Main event Mafia, yeah.
And then Chet Lemon, thinks this is a complete albatross. And Mick Foley, they go to break, and then they come back. And I was taking notes. I had to pause it to take notes on docs and everything like that. And I'm like, wait. So I guess I thought the show was going to be over here type of thing.
No. They get a little bit of comeuppance here. They do get a little bit of comeuppance, so they try to. Fucking Mick Foley's like, well, you see, I was a little bit late getting to the arena, but I'm here now. No shit, man.
Where the
fuck were you, bro? You had a whole fucking hostile takeover, and you couldn't give a shit to get to the arena on time. Where the fuck were you in Universal Studios? What the fuck were you doing? Staring at Megatron the whole time and not fucking going?
Can we also talk about this, too? I want to mention this because we're not going to do much TNA retros. Do you ever notice during the show they always had like it was in the Hogan era, like the Vince Russo era. The person running the show always had like meetings doing the TV show. That would always be why they couldn't be there. Like you can't do production meetings doing any other time.
Yeah,
like,
I had a big production meeting. I couldn't make it. I'm sorry. I tried to make it as fast as I could. Okay. No, you had a production meeting, Mick. That you weren't staring at the fucking Megatron statue that was talking or anything at Universal. Sure, buddy.
I totally would have.
He totally would have too.
Yeah,
He's like,
but
I have a job. Ooh, Megatron.
I bet he was going on all the roller coasters and everything like that.
He probably looking at Megatron. He's like, hey, can you throw me all the way up into the air and then make me fall through a table? And Megatron's like, what are you talking about, you insolent insect?
But Mick Foley, the TNA frontline get their comeuppance back because Mick Foley says they're taking over the show, and he announces that tonight it's going to be a weapons choice match between Abyss and Scott Steiner.
But Scott Steiner can't use weapons, just to get a little one-upsman on him.
Yeah, and then he announces to get some one-uppance for... He sticks up for Stin, by the way. He was in the main event Mafia, but you can see that Stin's clearly going to be out of the main event Mafia soon. He puts Kurt Angle in a 2-on-1 handicap match with LAX, and he also reinstates Hernandez's Feast of Fire opportunity since they main event Mafia screwed that up the previous week. So, I liked this. The main event Mafia taking over Impact was so entertaining. It leads to exactly what it leads to. And let's just say this. I love the fact that it doesn't overstay its welcome. It ends exactly when it needs to.
It was the perfect cap to that. And the rest of the show was not really that boring at all. Because, like, they pretty much had... Like, dude, the main event Mafia carried this episode. Like, 100%. Like, it was just nothing but main event Mafia all night.
So I overall I liked how they booked this. The match itself, I think I gave. Let me see. I don't even know what I gave them. I gave the match 3 stars. I thought it was good stuff, but I liked the post match a lot, where the main event Mafia finally got their comeuppance. And I just love Chet Lemon on commentary. By the way, he's just
that's an albatross.
Yeah, it was awesome. What did you think of? What did you think of the match, and what did you think of the post match?
Awesome stuff. The main event Mafia rules. This incarnation of the main event Mafia rules, man. They just did not give a fuck. Especially Booker did not give a shit about TNA. I'm Black Snow and I hate TNA.
So, you've mentioned this before in aftershocks and rundowns and stuff, so we can talk about it now. I think Booker T has gone on interviews though and says he's not happy with the way he handled it.
Dude,
he is not.
And fair enough, he probably could have given a shit more. But he's also dealing with Russo, which he's already dealt with the first fucking time. Why would he try any more? He tried in WCW. People forget about that. He tried to make the best out of a bad situation all the time. He was at that point where he was veteran status, where he's like, I don't have to give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
And people always say, like, oh, he never gave a shit. Maybe not on the shit that he was doing on TV. Dude always paid for people when catering didn't fucking arrive. Like, people need to fucking remember, like, Booker wasn't always a dickhead, man. Like, you know, granted, I can see where he is coming from, and I kind of agree with him a little bit. But, man, if it wasn't entertaining...
Yeah.
If it was not entertaining, holy shit. I definitely think Black Snow is my favorite gimmick of Booker. It's my favorite alter ego Booker because
honestly, like,
before I saw the Black Snow, it was the fucking African shit. And now this completely trumps that out of the water because that was like a couple episodes and like,
honestly, like,
segments.
Funny thing is too, I know you haven't, I don't know you haven't watched much NXT when he's done commentary. Sometimes on commentary doing NXT, he'll get into Black Snowbolt. I don't know if you've noticed it on NXT sometimes, but he'll get into Black Snowbolt.
Oh my god, he's been getting into Black Snow mode ever since he came back to the WWE. There's just points where it's just Black Snow starts coming out of him.
Yeah. So
not like that, by the way. Get your mind in the fucking gutter. That,
But yeah,
that's for Shamel later when we do the double down from KFC style and we hit him with the butter like a biscuit.
But yeah, I love this. I wish Booker T could just be Black Snow on NXT commentary.
Bro,
nowadays.
I would actually listen. I would, if they put it on Spotify, I'd listen to NXT just for the commentary if he was Black Snow. Just for Black Snow.
Would he have to get someone to replace him though? I don't know if Vic Joseph would be able to be with him because he'd be too much of a straight man.
Dude, he wouldn't get a word out if Kevin Nash stopped. Vic Joseph doesn't got a shot in hell. Not a shot in hell.
Black Snow would have to commentate the whole show by himself. Like,
he hit him with a bicycle kick instead of the fucking bro kick. He hit him with a bicycle kick.
Honestly, I want one episode where it's just Black Snow on Halloween episode. They should do like he should dress up. He should dress up
Black
as Black
Snow's
Snow.
return, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am once again. Everybody asked for it, and here I am. Halloween Havoc is Black Snow.
The thing that sucks about it is I don't know if it would connect as well now, just because he's older now. I don't think he'd be able to get fully as into it as he could.
I think he could. I don't think it, dude. Let me tell you something. Once you go Black Snow, you never go back. Get what I'm saying?
But yeah, we continuing with this show. Now the TNA Frontline's taking over. First, we have a Stin vignette, you know, because they hadn't taken over yet, but so they had.
Yeah, and they go to fucking thing like Chet Lemon's like, this is a travesty. Let's go to a package of Sting.
Yeah, so. And there was way more effort put into Stin's video package than there was Team 3D's, which was awesome.
It was the main event Mafia show all night, man. It's crazy.
So then backstage, Jim Cornette, Mike Tenay, Don West, David Penzer, Lauren and Joey Boras, you know, all wondering what's going on. And Jim Cornette's like, okay, we can deal with this later. Let's just be happy we finally have control back of the Impact Zone. He sends Mike Tenay and Don West to do their jobs. And Jim Cornette says he's going to come out and make a special announcement. So I'll just lump these two segments together because they talk about them. So yeah, Mike Tenay and Don West are finally back on commentary. They're happy about it. So they basically now have to get all the plugs in that the main event Mafia failure. They have to plug the pay-per-view.
That was so amazing. Like, okay, this put it over the top for me of how realistic this invasion was, and also it still was comical. Like, cause okay. As much as these two could not get past their own bullshit, when Cornette and Russo did what they did best, Cornette's always been good at like continuity writing, even if he never gave himself enough credit for it. This is definitely all him, because he's like, okay, well, we definitely gotta at least have you get the plugs for the pay-per-view. So they did it towards the end. Which I think Booker and everybody else is like, well, we have no problem with that. Absolutely. Why not? Absolutely. We can put ourselves over. No problem. And it was perfect. It was perfectly done. Honestly.
So yeah, they plugged the pay-per-view card, and Jim Cornette announces a match between Shane Wells, I forget his name now, but versus Booker T at Against All Odds, just signed.
For the Legends Championship, yeah.
No, it was non-title. It was the non-title match.
So. Goddamn.
Well,
Poor Shane Wells.
He won it. Booker T won anyway, so it wouldn't have, title match. It wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, that's true. Just to be clear, this is not Black Snow. This is Booker T.
Yeah. So then, that was his big announcement. I liked these segments again. I think you pretty much said it all right there. Like, it was good stuff, so... Next, we had the Scott Steiner versus Abyss in a hardcore match, as booked by Mick Foley, where Scott Steiner can't use weapons. So this is one where we can kind of call out Brian Alvarez because I've listened to this TNA bit. He's mentioned that he's actually ranted pretty heavily about this match because he didn't think it made any sense that the heel couldn't use weapons type of thing. But it's like, did you watch the show? It made all the sense in the world. It was the heels getting their.
What do you mean? This is Brian. Brian Alvarez has been doing this bullshit for years, dude. Like if he does not like anything that you do, he's going to be very loud and vocal about it. He was with TNA. I don't think it was justified all the time. This is one of those episodes. It was not justified. He had Petey Williams' arm tied behind his fucking back. He deserves everything he gets and then some.
So yeah, we had the match. Abyss comes out with a bunch of weapons. He's just throwing them into the ring, and Scott Steiner is just chucking them out of the ring because obviously he realizes Abyss can't use the weapons. He nearly hits Don West and Mike Tenay with like a cookie sheet or something. He just tosses it, and it nearly hits them, which
Yeah, Terry Funk style, bro. R.I.P.
I kind of wish in a sense it did hit him just so that way we could get Black Snow back out there on commentary. So
that would be amazing. I wish that happened. I really do. I miss Black Snow already. I'm sad.
So yeah, the match starts. Abyss starts firing away a bunch of offense. He completely obliterates Scott Steiner in the beginning. Eventually, he goes through the Spanish announce table like stage. And Scott Steiner takes control. And the biggest thing in the match is every time he tries to use a weapon, the ref takes it from him and all that type of stuff because he can't really use a weapon.
Unbelievable. The comeuppance is huge, bro. It's huge here.
And then Abyss mounts a comeback. He hits Scott Steiner off the head with a trash can lid, which busts him open. He bounces him off the head with the wind bell. He even ends up taking the wind bell at one point. And Scott Steiner sends Abyss. He drop-toe holds him, and there's a chair that's wedged in the corner, and Abyss goes into it. But because Abyss put it there, it technically wasn't Scott Steiner using the weapon. So
yes.
So in a weird way, this match does work because Scott Steiner had to use heel tactics just to get out of this situation.
Which is so crazy that's a heel tactic, but it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. So then eventually, Scott Steiner just says, you know what, screw this. He realizes he's not going to get out of this situation, so he just blasts Abyss in the back with a chair. And ref,
DQ.
And he calls for the bell, and this is great continuity. The bell doesn't win because it's not there. It's in the ring, so they can't even win the bell. So,
oh my god. So he's like, you bitch! I got you!
I mean, the match still ends anyways, but, it's a DQ. But
that would have been hilarious. He's like, I didn't hear no bell ring! What are you talking about? Huh?
That would be awesome.
Start fucking wailing Abyss like in the head with shit. It's like, I don't hear no bell!
Yeah, it would have been awesome.
That would have actually put this segment over the top for me if you just started doing that. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro.
Yeah, I would have liked that. Yeah, so Scott Steiner beats the crap out of Abyss, and I'm trying to remember who makes the save, because I don't remember exactly who makes the save. I remember it's like his opponent against.
You have notes. Go to your notes.
I know, but I didn't write down who made the save.
You didn't write who made the save?
I'm just gonna look up who he faced it against all odds, because I assume that's who made the save.
Well, I don't know if that's who made the save.
Because it wasn't Petey.
It wasn't Petey. I swear it was LAX, Foley, and Team 3D, or was I don't know. Fuck it. I know it was. By the way, Mick Foley came out with LAX. By the way,
I did mention that. Yeah.
Which is
all right. Let me just see who he faced at against all odds, because I assume that's who comes out to make the save. So.
Right. Okay.
It wouldn't have been. It says here. It says here was Petey, but it was not Petey.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
I remember who comes out. It's Suicide.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because the lights go out and Suicide.
He comes out and he saves Suicide. Oh no, I'm sorry. Suicide saves Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
Don, this is unintentionally funny. Just go. Oh yeah, Suicide is from the video game.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
What the fuck? Wait, so is that his gimmick? Is that he's just from the video game?
So did the video game actually happen then?
Yes, it did. It came out in 08. It came out the tail end of 08. And
no, I'm saying in kayfabe of TNA, did the video game actually happen then? Like
I don't know. No.
But yeah, Suicide runs out. He makes the save and helps Abyss fight off Scott Steiner. And then he just disappears. He comes out too with the special entrance type of thing.
Yeah, he has like a little sling line, right? Like he has like a little zip line. So,
Yeah, a zip line. That's what I was thinking of.
He's a
zip
line boy.
And This was pretty good stuff. I liked this. I liked how the heels got the comeuppance, and I love how Scott Steiner got out of the situation. Like, I kind of liked it. Mick Foley tried to put the main event Mafia in these situations, and Scott Steiner basically outsmarted Mick Foley here. So I like. Overall, I forgot the.
And then he got outsmarted back by Suicide, the video game character. I don't even know how they got them. I don't even know how they imported them from the digital world into this.
I forgot to give this match a star rated in my notes, but I gave it 3.25 stars. I thought it was pretty good stuff right here. So.
Yeah, fun. It was fun.
And then we had a vignette for Brutus Magnus, who's coming to TNA. This was gonna. I think this was gonna.
He was great as goose shit. We'll just leave that be.
Yeah, we've. Let's just say. I believe we have done a career retrospective on Scott Steiner. I think there's a Wall 3 retro.
We definitely did a career retrospective on him.
As for do you want to do a career retrospective of Suicide? Because that's weird. Because it's like several people.
Okay, hold on. So he's Suicide, and Kazarian was Suicide, but Chris Daniels was also Suicide during his initial run, and then Suicide left. And then he just disappeared. We don't know where he went. And then all of a sudden he came back. And then TJP was Suicide. TJ Perkins was Suicide. But
they're trying to make it seem like he always
was also Suicide. And then when Suicide got unmasked to be TJ Perkins and also Austin Aries, then all of a sudden Suicide turned into Manic. And then Manic was just Manic from there on out. And then he was a part of the Revolution. And then Manic disappeared. And that was it for Manic. And then all of a sudden, like, Suicide came back, but also Manic came back, so they split into two different people in Impact. So he became a tag team for, like, a one-off night. And, yeah, and then fucking, what's his name? Caleb with a K was Suicide.
And also Caleb with a K at the same time.
And also Caleb with a K at the same time. You never saw the two in the same place. Yeah,
actually, no, he did. They faced off once, I think.
Oh yeah, they did face off once. But yeah, and then Suicide just disappeared.
Who was Suicide here? Could you tell who it was here?
Don't know.
Okay.
But there was, I probably Frankie, or if it was the debut of Suicide here, maybe Daniels, maybe. But
who knows?
I know they traded back and forth. Who knows? I think AJ was him at one point.
And I know you've been looking forward to this. Do you want to do a career retrospective on Brutus Magnus? Because I know you like talking to you some Brutus Magnus.
I'm pretty confident we already did, and if we didn't already, I don't care to.
I think we have. We've mentioned his wife on retros, and then somehow he gets brought. Up.
Then it's been done. Bye. See ya.
The only updated thing is now he's hired backstage in WWE as a producer now. So there you go.
Oh wow, his Impact run was short, huh?
I mean, yeah, I think he was just doing it temporarily. So.
Oh, there you go. He should. I assume he's gonna be coming back. Like, are we gonna have Cody versus Aldis 3 finally? What are we doing?
That's up to him. So.
I guess so.
But yeah, then Don West and Mike Tenay advertised that TNA had the most successful tour ever. I think they went to like Australia or the UK. I forget which one, and like it sold out. No, it
was very successful. The problem is they just never did pay-per-views or television there.
Well, they didn't advertise it originally too because Main Event Mafia took over, so that's why they didn't advertise it. So
that is true. That is true. But also, why didn't they do TV and pay-per-views before the Main Event Mafia took over?
Because they knew the Main Event Mafia was going to take over, so they just couldn't take the risk.
Whatever. Okay. I guess they had too much power. That's the gimmick.
But yeah, good stuff. And then Lauren interviews Cody Snyder and Bandy Murphy, the advertising this show they have coming up, where you see who like the top cowboy is or something like that. So they just kind of did this to advertise the show. Beer Money Incorporated come up and they try to get into a fight with them, and it just abruptly cuts away. This is probably the shittiest end of the site, and it's actually shit, by the way, too.
It's not great. It's not great. I'll be real with you guys. It's not a great one.
Yeah,
but at least we got to see Beer Money, so that's a plus.
Yeah, that's
okay. It's okay.
career retrospectives for Snyder and Buddy.
Oh, god damn it. No.
They're still the retired bullfighters, and they're just chilling. So.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that was simple.
I don't know how. I guess I don't know how well the show did on Spike. I don't even know if it's even on anymore.
Yeah, that overrun must have been crazy from that 1.2 million, huh?
We'll see. Then we had the main event, and it makes sense because it's a member of the main event Mafia that's in it.
So the main event Mafia, main event again. Yes.
So LAX faced Kurt Angle in a 2-on-1 handicap match. I like how the commentators are putting over the fact that Kurt Angle did not expect to have a match tonight because he's barely even got a singlet on or anything like that. You could just tell he was not expecting to wrestle on this night. He was thinking he was going to be running the show. LAX dominate the match early. They beat the crap out of Kurt Angle. Eventually, Angle has to cheat. He does a thumb in the eye, and he annihilates and isolates Homicide away from Hernandez for a while. Hernandez does his big dive to the outside, which obviously everyone has critiqued before because there's been times where he's gone to hit this dive, and he doesn't. Let's just say sometimes he doesn't. He doesn't even completely get the guy type of thing. So
neither did Taker. Like, come on, guys.
But I think they're saying that the big thing that everyone would say was Taker only did it at WrestleMania. Hernandez was doing this on TV shows. I will say Brian Edwards doesn't say that stuff though when people are just doing destroyers on Dynamite and all that type of stuff on TV. So I'm just saying he doesn't say anything about that. So not a word.
You said it all for me.
But I never because I didn't mention who the person was critiquing it though. So that's why. So yeah. Eventually. Kurt Angle hits the Angle Slam after cheated and everything on Homicide for the win, and Kurt Angle wins the match. Really good match here though, very back and forth.
I really like this. I think people had a problem with it because LAX, you buried your top tag team to Kurt. Not really though, because Kurt is fucking out of this world talented anyway. Like he's so. Like, how many times have we seen him in WWE and TNA where he's just, like, outsmarted heel teams, face teams all the time? Like, it's just, he's done that before, so it's not, like, out of the realm of possibility. And it tells the story really well with Angle and Sting. Sting couldn't get the job done in his handicap match, but Kurt did.
And Kurt had to bail him out in his handicap match, too.
Exactly. Sting did not have to bail Kurt out. He found a way out on his own and got the dub for the main event Mafia.
Yeah. I did like, too, Don West's commentary was really good here, where he was trying to mention why he's doing the things he's doing to Sting type of thing, trying to get into his head type of thing, so that way he can get the belt. I thought Don West's commentary trying to get over the story.
Don was really good, yeah. Don was always really good. Rest in peace to that legend, man.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I gave the match, I think I gave it like 3 3/4 stars. Let me check my notes, though. No, I gave it 3.5 stars. I thought it was really good stuff. And then the end of the show, Samoa Joe shows up and basically said that he's going to annihilate the main event Mafia. He has his back turned to the camera, and then when he turns around,
he's got the cock on his face.
That's the best way. I think that's the best way to describe it because I didn't know how I was going to describe it. So.
It's a cock on his face, and he says he's leading a nation of violence, and he has a machete now. By the way,
I don't think he had the machete. Did he have the machete here?
I think he flashed it for a second. I don't know. Maybe not.
So,
by the way, he'll be in a part of the main event Mafia anyway, so all that fucking murder rampage meant nothing. But you know.
At least for this one night, though, it was a good way to close the show. Except, I could have done without the face paint on Kurt Angle. I'm sorry, Samoa Joe's face. So,
the cock. Just call it the cock. It's a cock. We know it's a penis.
But yeah, what did you think of Samoa Joe's promo here? I thought the promo itself was good enough.
The promo was good. The face tattoo was not. It was a penis. It was a very veiny tattooed penis.
So then what happened? Did he just not have it one day type of thing? Did he just decide, screw it, I'm not going to dress like this anymore type of thing?
I have no idea. I think they just said, no, we're not going to have you dress like that. And then they got rid of it. But, like, I don't know. I think it was meant to be a tattoo, but he'd only apply it when he's I don't know. It's very stupid.
Yeah.
On and short
anyway,
of it is very dumb.
But that's the end of the show. We've done. Well, do you want to do a career retrospective on LAX? You can do a career retrospective. On LAX
Homicide got really pissy with TNA, didn't want to be there anymore, and so he went to ROH after TNA. And then he did pretty well over there, and then he went to the Urban Wrestling Federation, which is a whole fucking can of worms we have yet to open on this show. I definitely want to go there.
we have to find as long as I can find it. So
yeah, and then he just kind of wrestled the indies for a while, and then the NWA started back up. I think he came back every now and again. I think he was a part of the OG LAX fighting the new LAX, which was Santana and Ortiz and Eddie King. I think it was Santana, Ortiz, and Conan versus Eddie Kingston, Hernandez and Homicide, which was a pretty good angle on Impact. And then after that little program, then they were kind of they had a hiatus again, and then Eddie Kingston and Homicide would be the Outlaws in NWA until Eddie Kingston got signed to AEW, and then we would see Homicide show up in AEW in stints, and that was pretty much it.
One more thing is he was the first new NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion when they brought that belt back.
Yeah,
he actually had some really
very weird, but he had some good matches, so fair enough for him.
And then he lost the belt, and he's actually having a killer one in New Japan type of thing. Like,
cool. Good for him. Good for him.
I think he was feuding with Team Filthy and all that type of stuff. So that's good.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, he would definitely be a part of fucking Tom Lawler shit. By the way, choose better friends. Brian Alvarez sucks.
I will say one thing. Don't always go by NWA if you think someone's crap, because Homicide proven in his New Japan one, that he's much better than what the NWA would give him, type of thing.
Oh, so, without question.
Somebody else that actually proved that, two other people. Jordan Clearwater. If you watch him in New Japan, you wouldn't believe how good he is.
I know how good he is. I've seen him.
And then
I just don't watch NWA.
And then Royce Isaacs. He was a good dude.
We know the West Coast Wrecking Crew is pretty cool.
Royce Isaacs is huge now, by the way. I don't know if you've seen him, but he's jacked.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he looks like if fucking what's his name, Alex Coughlin took a bunch of steroids at once.
And then as for Hernandez, you could just kind of take a lot of the stuff with Homicide, then a lot of the stuff with Matt Morgan. What was the other fact? What was the name of the other?
No. So he had that run with Matt Morgan.
Mex America.
Mex America, and then
I get not a fan of that one.
Anarchia is the worst motherfucker I've ever seen in the ring. So that sucked.
I don't know if I ever saw him in the win after.
That killed his push dead. So his singles push was killed dead because of that angle that they booked where Sting and him couldn't end in the DQ. So that sucked. And then that got Cornette fired. So his push was pretty much done on arrival, especially when Hogan and Bischoff came in. And then they put him in Mex America, which also sucked. And then he was a single wrestler for a while. He was a heel for a cup of coffee. He fought for the television title twice against Devon, of all fucking people. And then Chavo Guerrero came to TNA, and then he had a pretty cool tag team run with Hernandez.
And then it ended because Chavo got released, I think. Or he got.
Yes,
I remember they both.
Yes,
they were both.
They fired Chavo with the Feaster fired. Which, by the way, I hated that because they actually fired you. If you got a pink slip, you were fucking terminated.
Oh, so that was legit.
That was legit. That was a shoot. I don't know why they did that. I mean, it made sense for Curry back because you could just bring him back as Daniels, but they just started, actually firing people after a while. I'm like, huh?
And people say a big critique of the briefcase is sometimes you're better off not even winning the Feast or Fired match. You don't even want to win the match type of thing.
Yeah, it's another Vince Russo shitty ass creation. It's another pole match, really, with 4 briefcases. Yeah. One you don't want to grab.
I like the idea of 4 briefcases, just not on a pole.
Why would you want to be fired? Why would you want to fight in a match where you could be fired? Why would you know what pissed me off about all those matches? Why did none of them ever be hesitant. Ever. They're just like, briefcase! Yeah, I got a briefcase!
I think a lot of people say if you have if you have 3/4 of a chance of getting a title shot, I think they would take the risk and want to get fired type of thing. Like,
okay, but at least show hesitancy. That doesn't excuse the fact that there was like no hesitancy at all.
I know, yeah. Actually, there was one person, Robbie E. If you remember, he's the
only one that got it right.
Because he turned it around on Velvet Sky and was like, "Wait, I didn't grab this briefcase." Because he realized he was getting fired. Like,
yeah, that happened. Okay, so
no, continue with the career perspective of Hernandez.
I think that's it. Well, I mean, okay.
He had a run with. He came back to Impact.
He was in Lucha Underground for a bit, and then he came back. He was supposed to be in Impact as part of the Beatdown Clan, and he showed up in Impact. The only problem was Lucha Underground absolutely sued everybody's ass, including Billy Corgan, who clearly does not know how to run a company in any form or facet. So he didn't even bother to fact check if his contract would allow him to come back to Impact.
Funny thing is, we didn't even blame Corgan for that because we didn't even know like Corgan couldn't run a company at the time.
Yeah,
Impact was a bad.
You know what? It really comes down to like, yes, Dixie definitely shares her bargain of the blame, but man, I mean, you gotta be a shitty ass company runner. Like, he acts like he knows what he's doing, which is the only reason why people don't actually look at him. But like, how do you not fact check contracts like that?
I know.
Like, you're just a moron. So yeah, that happened with Hernandez, and then Hernandez was pretty much outlawed from the industry for a little bit, actually, because of it. Even though he had every right to want to leave Lucha Underground, by the way. Their contracts were fucking ridiculous.
What, did you ever hear what happened with Ricochet? He couldn't wrestle anymore.
Yeah, I know. It was the same with Hernandez. Everybody had that contract. It was so dumb.
Yeah.
Even Johnny Mundo had that contract. It was really dumb. The only places they could wrestle were AAA. That was the only place they could wrestle.
Well, Ricochet's whole thing, too, was he couldn't wrestle anywhere either because they had like a loser-leaves like town match type of thing, and Ricochet couldn't wrestle anywhere until, that match aired. So he was basically not doing anything for like a year.
Yeah, it was awful. So... yeah, there's a reason Lucha Underground failed, despite how good the production was. There's a reason MLW is a lot better, even though I'm not the one watching it.
And also, AEW and WWE eventually just took all their talent.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, Impact did too. What's funny too is that Lucha Underground tried to bounce back with a partnership with Impact. That couldn't even save them. That didn't even save them because Impact just took all their talent anyway. They actually brought Brian Cage back after fucking him up during Gut Check.
Yeah,
so and that was a thing.
And then AEW took all of their talent also because they took the Lucha Bros. They took another.
Anybody that was in Lucha Underground is in AEW now, probably, or most of them, except for a very select few.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. Yeah, and then Hernandez came back for like a small cup of coffee in Impact where he had a handlebar mustache and looked like he was a fucking...
a bouncer, pretty much.
Bouncer/car shop worker.
And now he's just not there. Yeah, now he's just not there anymore.
Yeah, now he's just not there because he got tired. I don't blame him either, to be honest.
But yeah, this has been the review for the episode of TNA. And again, we should give some props to Impact. Let's just talk about it just because Impact's coming up on their 1,000th episode. I know you're not going to watch it because of current wrestling and all that type of stuff, but that's a huge achievement.
That is cool. Good for them.
Especially, too,
because I can't wait to not watch it.
But no, I think it's a cool thing that Impact's at their 1,000th episode. Yeah. Just consider the fact that there was many times you didn't even think they were going to be a company anymore type of thing. It's so awesome that, they were able to get out of the fire. Like, Don Callis and Scott D'Amore should be given props for saving that company. Like, they...
Yes, big time, yeah, because that company should have been dead. Don Callis and Scott D'Amore especially saved that company, for real.
I don't know why Don Callis... even though Don Callis decided his heel run, he should mention that on TV that he saved a struggling wrestling company because he did.
He did many times
Like,
actually.
Yeah, like.
So yeah, there's that. Real quick, before we end the show, I give an A to this TNA show. Big A.
Yeah, I give a big A.
Big A.
If you want like a real.
Here's the thing. I would go S, but there is that fucking weird ass bull rider segment and the fucking. And there's the suicide segment where, although that was at least funny. So, realistically, I have to give it an A.
Can we also mention, by the way, too, had the TNA Frontline not taken over, they never would have even plugged their sponsor that they are sponsoring.
Yeah, that was awesome. The one sponsor they almost didn't plug just to do this segment. The dedication for this absolute fuckery was crazy. I loved it. I loved how they just went balls deep with this invasion angle, man. Honestly, might be the most well executed invasion angle of like a single broadcast of all time. I don't think anything comes close to this, honestly.
Yeah. The only thing, if I had to name the top like 3 invasion angles type of thing, it's probably this one. The invasion angle where the main roster invaded NXT in 2019. That one was awesome.
That was pretty alright, yeah. That was really good. And then maybe the ECW invaders from the invasion. Because that was like the one highlight of that whole fucking god.
There was one more, because we did a retro for it. When the ECW invaded on the Go Home episode before One Night Stand 05. That was a good one.
True that. Yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
So
I would say that's actually no. Okay, so I'll put TNA Main Event Mafia at number 2, and then put the ECW One Night Stand Invasion at number 1.
Is it because JBL gets roasted when that happens?
Yes.
Okay.
But no, just in general, that show was fucking awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah.
There you go.
Great stuff. So to do with one of the worst invasions.
Come back to me later. I'm busy. yeah, you gotta talk to me later. I can't talk right now. I'm Black Snow.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'll talk to you later. I'll give you my worst in a minute, but right now, Black Snow, he gotta go take care of butter and some biscuits, if you know what I'm saying.
Now that I know about this, I should find interviews where how Booker T came up with this gimmick, by the way.
I want to know so bad. Where did Black Snow come from? Booker, you know what? I'm gonna clip this. Booker. If you ever see this, because you and I are cool. I still love you, always will, even if I'm not watching Modern Wrestling anymore for the toxic bullshit it causes me. I'm gonna send you this clip. Where did Black Snow come from? I want you to answer openly and honestly, and I want you to go into detail on your next Reality Wrestling podcast, okay? Please do that for me. Appreciate you. If you need me to super chat, wait until my birthday. It's the 29th. I'll pay you then later.
All right.
So there you go.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. We have some things to plug.
Yes.
Wrestling Rundown is going to be happening. It will probably recorded September 24th. It will be
uploaded either the 25th or the 26th. It is going to be coming out around that time, and we have one more retro that I will be doing until I take my 3-month break for the holidays, which is going to be Bash at the Beach 2000, which is not a good Russo show like this one was.
Yeah. So
that's when Russo is not filtered.
We may have to. I know that was supposed to be Friday, but we may have to move the day just because I'm doing something that day. So,
Are you hanging out with Black Snow? Is that what you're doing?
I could be. You never know.
That's fair. You gonna go butter up some biscuits?
No.
Why wouldn't you? Why? You don't want to go to... what if he takes you to a good strip club this time and not a bad one?
How about this?
Mm-hmm.
We will butter up some biscuits, but it's gonna be legit buttered up biscuits. Like get all natural butter and put it in the oven.
What do you mean? All natural butter.
Yeah, it'll be all natural.
Okay.
It's gonna be easy to spread too. You know, you can't be hard as a walk.
I don't think I want to butter up no biscuits no more.
But anyhow, yeah. So we'll be doing one more. Well, James will be doing one more.
I will be doing. You'll keep doing retros, so you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There'll be retros coming out for NXT Stand and Deliver, No Mercy 2002 because NXT's doing No Mercy, so we're gonna do No Mercy, and then yeah, probably a Fastlane because Fastlane's coming up. Chris will probably pick that one. So
there you go. Life in the fast lane. Life in the fast lane because I'm Black Snow.
And then check out AEW Spark. Check out this week's episode because Zio and I for 4 hours just pretty much bullshitted and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, you guys did. Yes, and for the record, I even though I did not appear on the episode, there is a written statement that appears on that episode of AEW Spark from me, so there is that. It's also on my
I didn't
Twitter.
even know that.
It's also on my Twitter, so yeah. If you guys want to know my thoughts on what they talk about in the first segment, you'll know.
Right.
That's pretty much it there.
And then that's pretty much it, guys. And since this is being recorded in the past, we'll talk to you later. Hope you guys enjoy Impact 1000.
Well, guys, we'll talk to you guys. This is being recorded in the past. We'll talk to you guys in the future, and I'll go back to the past, and then we'll go back to the present, and then back to the future, because I'm Black Snow!
We doing all the classics, you heard it, then I grabbed it. Flow like Method Man, then run like I'm Rabbit. Soon as I hear the bass line, it be my FaceTime. Music's in my veins, so just in case I'm without my iPod or a media player, I'll check my